ahead and get. Let me cue up this Batman trailer.
Yeah, this was the drum roll. This was kind of
Yes,
like the last thing they
man.
were willing to show at the Fandome as
Yeah.
well.
And then keep in mind, y'all, this is only 25% of footage from this movie shot, according to Matt Reeves. And he was able to give us a trailer, which is very interesting. Very interesting. So let me cue this up. The Batman. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon.
Heck yeah.
Are those army issues?
Yeah. Steel-toed army issued tanker boots.
So Batman's already helping the police out in second year. Interesting.
That was surprising.
Yeah, interesting. That's an interesting tidbit because you would think second year he's still like a villain to Gotham. You would think. Maybe not. Maybe this happened in the first year and we missed that. So,
but still, this is it's not what we've been given the last couple of years in terms of like the film Batman, the movie Batmans. They always meet with Gordon in a private area, on the rooftop. He's just roaming around the crime scene, so to speak.
I mean, the only time you've seen that was in Dark Knight, but that was after Batman Begins and time had elapsed. So he was cool enough to show up, and even then, Gordon was like, "Excuse us for a second." You know what I mean? So
I need a moment.
This is interesting that he's already coming to the crime scene. So interesting, and nobody's looking at him weird.
It's like, oh yeah, he comes here. He comes here every time.
Which goes back to another scene that's coming up later. I'm gonna try to pause it when it comes.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's Circus as Andy Circus is Alfred. Yep. This is Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah, so the makeup
was
amazing makeup job.
I didn't even know that was Colin Farrell.
Yes. So I'm interested. Interesting. I think we just skipped over Zoe Kravitz.
It's the brief scene of her being
as Catwoman.
Yeah.
So
there's another scene here.
Yeah. So that's nice. For y'all that don't know, there's been Black Catwoman before Halle Berry. So just watch the Batman 60
Well,
series.
that Catwoman looks like the year one Catwoman that you read in the Frank Miller series, where she's, she's, I want to say black, but for the moment here, it's dark skin toned.
Yeah, but there's been different iterations. I just want people that don't know. A lot of people don't know that. Like, the first, there's been a black Catwoman, there's been a white Catwoman. They've gone back and forth actually. So,
and I don't even think that's what matters. That's what's interesting. What matters is like the motives and how they go about it. They can be anything, just like they're playing the gamble card with the Jeffrey Wright being Commissioner Gordon, but it's still pretty good because it's all about the character itself. Yeah, go ahead.
But unless you're Halle Berry, don't ever. We're not going.
We don't talk about Halle Berry. Nothing against her, but we don't talk about Halle Berry.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see how Zoe Kravitz does. This is the voice of Paul Dano, who's playing the Riddler. Paul Dano, great actor, man.
Definitely, definitely.
He was creepy as hell in Prisoners, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see that Prisoners, and if you're willing to take the gamble, Swiss Army Man.
yeah, he's good in that.
If you want to see like what kind of Riddler what kind of Riddler to expect, or at least in terms of the dedication and performance, Paul Dano is definitely top notch, at least for the Batman.
Yeah. All right, so here, the police are beating up Batman, but he was just helping them. So I'm confused. So I
I don't,
mean, obviously, I don't know what's going on inside
I
of.
don't, I want to say this is one of those scenes where it's, where maybe the Riddler probably, or whoever it is
Set him
up
up.
Batman.
Yeah.
So it's like, we have to take you in, and he's like, that's not happening.
Right.
Or maybe there's one of those kerfluffles where it's like, we have a mole and we have reason to suspect it's you, and Batman's like, yeah, so talk kind of moments. Either way, this is definitely what's going
go
on.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was like, it definitely generates the chaos, and I'm like, what's going on?
Right. Also, guys, another Paul Dano performance is pretty good. Is There Will Be Blood. As a little the creepy like religious freak, but you gotta watch There Will Be Blood. If you're into those type of movies. But it's a good movie. Uh, you know. Is that the Riddler in with the glasses? Is that him?
People seem to think so, and that wouldn't be bad for this version of Batman, where it's like, I want to be, I want to be a villain, but I don't know how to go about that. It's like since we're getting like a less refined characters, it wouldn't be a bad start.
Because it looks like in this world, it's not going to be a lot of color, so it feels weird to see any green suit or anything. They might accent it a little bit, but it feels weird to see like a bright green suit with.
No, we'll probably get like, I don't even think we'll get a suit. Like, it won't be a full 3-piece suit and Golden Riddler cane. I don't think we're going to see that exactly play out in this. I mean, we have like a ski mask Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine, because this gives you longevity. Like, we can actually like grow with these characters if there's a sequel.
Now, do we think that the Riddler is closer to Batman's age in this movie? Just like we would assume Catwoman is in the same age room, so they're gonna like in this trilogy they're gonna grow with Batman.
Would like to see that,
and it makes sense for Penguin to be older, and they're doing like the mob boss version of Penguin here. That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of. It's weird. I've seen a lot of iterations of Penguin, and they try to make it seem like he is the anti-Bruce, which, I mean, it's kind of, loosely kind of the deal. Is he was the Wayne family, the Cobblepots were basically like the Wayne family, but they decided to take a more negative discourse in the name. But this one looks terrifying, honestly.
He's whooping his ass. He's more brutal than Ben Affleck's Batman, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. He's dead, bro.
He should be. I think he should be, because this is year two Batman. So year two Batman, he's young. He's still trying to, and I think his motives aren't as refined.
I like the line, "I'm vengeance" instead of "I'm Batman."
Yeah, you notice he doesn't. I mean, if you grew up watching Batman, he always says, "I am the night." So in this one, when he just sees himself as vengeance, he doesn't even consider himself to be a knight,
right,
or the knight. He's just angry. He wants justice. Here we go.
Batmobile.
I think that's the coolest thing ever, especially for a young Batman. That stairway scene reminded me of the Batman Begins,
Yeah, when he's going up. Yeah.
which is fine because you want to trigger that kind of sense with the audience in terms of like this isn't, you know, he's still young Batman, but it'll create the right feeling. It's, of course, you're gonna have
It's
to tell me.
tight, man.
This is a good scene too.
He has the makeup on the eyes, which makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's a great attention to detail.
Detail, yeah.
The
Tight.
the one movie that illustrated that pretty well is funny because it wasn't even a Batman movie. Was the movie Kick Ass. They
Oh
showed
yeah,
the
yeah,
scene where Nicolas Cage is getting ready to be the character, and they take time to notice that he paints his eyes part red, so it looks
yeah.
more sinister when he puts on his helmet. That's something they
Right.
don't do so much in Batman movies. That needs
That's,
to
instead of someone like the bat nipples and bat butt and like
happen. Silver,
rest in peace, Joel
future
Schumacher.
problem. Yeah, R.I.P. I can't even I can't even be mad at those two movies because there was a lot of agendas attached to those movies in terms of I don't know if you've done your research on that. The reason why they changed from Batman Returns to Batman Forever, there's a lot of talk that McDonald's and all the
Yeah,
sponsors
yeah,
were trying to sell toys.
yeah. I know about all that. Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
originally Batman Forever was going to keep the same type of tone that Tim Burton. Joel wanted to keep. He wanted to keep the same tone Tim Burton had. You know,
you
man.
can see that in that movie.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
then
crazy.
all of the deleted scenes, like the Man Bat scene, which is awesome. Like I was,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be more introspective, like him trying to find himself in that movie. And then at the end, then he comes together and is like, it makes more sense. He accepts Robin at the end after all the introspection he's done through the movie. But hey, you know,
Yeah, no, that Batman Forever, it was just it still had Burton vibes. It was more saturated than Burton's Batman, but
right?
still like that whole scene, Riddler kills his boss. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the dark scene. Yeah,
Two Face leaving that guy in the elevator to die. Those are
yeah,
still
yeah,
villainous things. It wasn't corny. It was actually really good. It was just more saturated.
yeah.
And then of course, Batman Forever or Batman and Robin with the
Jeesh. Yeah, but shout
Batman
out
credit
George
card.
Clooney. Never leave home without it.
I get mad because
Which one's worse? I'll never leave home without it, or I'll take drive-through.
yeah. Oh well, yeah.
From Batman Forever. Oh man.
You know what? I think I never leave home without it is worse than I'll take drive through because that was just a little inside joke
Right.
compared to you really pulled out an American Express card at a charity event. You really did that. And it says Batman. Like, what credit check did you go through?
You didn't put Bruce Wayne on there.
That's
Batman.
that's some Lego Batman stuff right there before Lego Batman. Like
Oh,
that's some they did that.
my application is put Batman or The Dark Knight.
Yeah. first name Dark, last name Knight,
Address Batcave.
race other, race bat, mammal, address cave.
Cave.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the Batman trailer, man, tight. Now, this feels like it's in the same universe as the Joker. Like if the Joker showed up in this, I wouldn't be surprised. Or
Yeah.
like someone replicating what the Joker did in the Joker movie. Like if this was if the Joker was the prequel to this, I wouldn't be surprised. Like if it seems like it fits together. The tone
If you wanted to bridge Joker and the Batman together, you can totally do it because the way the Joker ended was, Bruce, the parents dying, and you can tell that like that was a different era of Gotham, and you can show the Batman being the new era of Gotham simply because of the Joker's era of Gotham.
Right. It just looks like Matt Reeves took Todd Phillips' blueprint. I was like, well, this worked. I'm gonna do the same thing he did, but just with Batman. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's rated R. Like, I would love this to be rated R. I don't think they have the guts to do it, but it would be tight if this comes out rated R. But
I know they're trying to. I know they're
but then
trying to.
again, I don't know because
I would
you can
love to
still
see
show the
it.
violence. You
I
can
don't.
still,
I don't think they were going for a rated R. I don't think they were going for a PG-13 tone when at the end when he's like smashing that guy's face in. I think.
yeah, but it's not showing blood, so you can still be PG-13. So, but I don't know, man. Like, I would love it to be like a lot of cussing and like grown-ups talking like grown-ups talk and stuff. But this is I'm actually really looking forward to this. Like, we get to see Edward. Now let me stop.
I do believe. I do believe that.
Robert Pattinson. I ain't gonna do him like that. But.
Damn, you went. I thought you were talking about Edward Nigma. You talking
No,
about
no.
our Pats.
Yeah,
Damn.
but he's a good actor, man. I'm not even gonna hate on him like that. He has a lot of actually good performances. If you just count out, I mean,
That's what's funny. Twilight, and everything else he's done is like a whole nother entity.
Yeah.
The Cullenverse. I will say this about the trailer. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I don't like how his Bruce Wayne looks. But granted, I know he's probably just got out of like Ivy League school. That's how he looks. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like his Bruce Wayne. Granted, it's a young Bruce Wayne, very young. Probably younger than Christian Bale's.
No, I think I mentioned this when they just said that they were putting Robert Pattinson as Batman. I was telling you this earlier that I do believe we need a bad Batman movie, and I don't mean that this movie is going to be bad. I just mean we need to see Batman when he's not. The way he's been presented lately is like he's a crisp, clean, detective, but he knows what he's doing. We need a Batman that doesn't. He's just learning, or he's just now executing what he's been taught, and it's not going to be 100% perfection.
Right.
We need some errors because it's just a Batman that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's going to be like Spider-Man Far From Home, but better. So you're gonna get like a newer hero, but he's gonna go through the ups and downs of it, and I think by the end of the movie, he's gonna actually find who he needs to be. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he kills the Riddler at the end of this by accident, and then he's like, "I'm not." Then after he's like, "I'm not gonna kill no more."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The way that they projected this Batman is like, you know what? He might just kill somebody.
Yeah, he might. Yeah.
They did a good job editing. This was definitely a good teaser because they were hyping this up, and all we were getting was speculation. Then we got stuntman photos, and we had that nice little red scene trailer of them, showing the suit.
Yeah.
We needed something, but they definitely did this very well. They used.
This was a good trailer to only have shot 25% of the movie. So I'm interested to see what the actual first official trailer you get with story beats in it.
Very careful with, because I noticed that they advertise the poster, it's red and black, and that's definitely just attention grabbing. But when they shot the trailer, they were using a lot of different colors, not a wide range, but it was like when they were doing the crime investigation scene, they used orange, which since we're getting very bleak and very not so much, they used orange to capture the energy of what's going on. It also gives it that good Halloweeny vibe.
Yeah.
So when you're doing Batman, you kind of need it set it like in an autumn sense. Go ahead.
I can see the quarter owls in this universe.
Yeah, they need to be that because I love the Joker, and the Rogues Gallery. It's hard to think of the Rogues Gallery of Batman villains in this new age of Batman movies. Mm-hmm. Like I would love to see Mr. Freeze because Sorry, but Arnold is not the best representation. We You can definitely go far with the Mr. Freeze in a Batman movie, but since we're trying to keep it grounded, Court of Owls would be the next big step.
Yeah, Quarter Owls. I could see. I think Riddler is a good choice. Like a different type of Riddler in this. It's a good choice. Penguin's also a good choice. Actually, a different type of penguin, a different iteration. I'm trying to think who else I could see. Like I said, Quarter Owls. I don't know how like fantastical they want to go with the villains, like Killer Croc, or
Yeah,
even like Swamp Thing. I thought they do stuff like that, but even Bane. I don't know, but
Poison Ivy.
yeah. Poison Ivy. I don't know. I don't know how fantastical they want to go.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, and I know you probably I kept up with it when they were starting shows like Gotham. They were keeping those grounded villains like Riddler, um, Penguin, and they did a good job of keeping because you can really do something with that. But then when they started adding people like Mr. Freeze, that's when things got fantastical, as you say, and it was just like, oh boy.
You can do a Victor. You can do a Victor Zaz in this universe.
Yeah,
That would be a creepy movie, bro. Like having like a deranged like serial killer, and he's like,
and the way they went with this trailer, that to have a Victor as Batman, that would be like the Seven movie.
yeah, man, that would
Yeah.
be so tight. This has a seven feel, but Riddler, it wouldn't make sense for Riddler to be like that type of character, but like a Victor's ass type, that would be tight.
They
I mean,
did good.
you could do Deathstroke too, but I think they're gonna do Deathstroke with what they got going on with Ben Affleck. I think they're gonna give Ben Affleck his own movie too on the app.
I would love to see a Ben Affleck Batman movie, like a standalone.
Yeah.
That was just he just represented a good version of Batman. That
Yeah.
if you wanted to put people like Deathstroke, or if you wanted to get even if you wanted to get fantastical with Batman, Ben Affleck was the one, in my opinion. In
Right.
my opinion. It,
But
Another thing I wanted to point out was this trailer, and it's just like I said, it's just my opinion. This trailer gave me like the Crow vibes in terms of like how they want to set Gotham,
yeah.
and the fact that they showed him when they showed the scene where he's on the bike, but he has like his eyes painted off. I was like, oh, it's the Crow.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
That twisted because that's how the Crow was. Where I mean, after he turned into the Crow, he started meeting up with the black police officer at the like hot dog stand and stuff, and just that vengeance motive is hardcore parkour.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I really dig this trailer. I'm digging the world that they're gonna set up. Obviously, like I said, it's only 25% footage, so obviously a lot of these scenes are shot similar places, so you can tell they're going in a certain way as far as the way they're shooting it. But up to this point, based on the trailer, but I'm really liking where this is headed. I think Robert Pattinson's gonna knock it out. And,
Yeah, definitely, no doubt about that.
it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be a trilogy, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a trilogy, and this is gonna be separate from anything else, any universe DC's doing with Batman or anything. So I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
more
go ahead.
grounded. I think it's gonna be more grounded. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of fantastical villains. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these carry over to the next film. If they don't kill any of them at the end. So
Just get that Arkham Asylum and cuts and credit scenes.
yeah.
They could do that. That would be another way to bridge. You can bridge if they wanted to. You can bridge Todd Phillips' Joker with the Batman just having an end credit scene where maybe the Riddler's being escorted in Arkham, and then I'm not saying Joaquin Phoenix would do it, but they would hint at it. In other words, like you could even just have them escorting the Riddler down the hall, and you can just have them play out the scene of Joaquin Phoenix when he's just hitting his head against the damn door.
Right.
To use a stunt double. But there's so many ways you can bridge those two movies. But this movie looks like you can play off of, if you needed to and you wanted to connect other movies, you probably could do it with this one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. It was a good trailer, man. Good trailer.
Glad that you said that it was a trilogy because I was in my mind. I was like, so we're just gonna have ski mask Catwoman.
No, she'll eventually probably around halfway through the second movie. I think she's gonna be in and out probably until the third movie in this trilogy. You know,
That's
just
fine. I think I mean, it's so hard because the character of Catwoman, she is not a. What's hard about talking about Catwoman is just a villain that just does what. She's not necessarily a villain. She just does what she wants to do.
right.
It's her. She sees life differently, but she's not 100% villain.
Yeah, she'll help. She'll be heroic, and then some. Then she'll look out for herself when the
Yeah,
time
she
comes.
just wants shiny things. She doesn't want to take over the world. In comic book, she takes over like the underworld, but where that'll be a mile. You could probably do that because since Ben Affleck's Batman's a little more seasoned, you could probably try to spin that storyline off. But we don't need to go there.
We probably won't get a Robin in this Batman trilogy. I doubt it. It just doesn't make sense. Because Batman's so young. So
I don't think the world's ready for a Robin. We need a Robin. I don't think the world's ready for it. Not yet. Not cinematically speaking. Another problem is a lot of people want a Robin, so we can just cut to a Nightwing. And I was like, yeah, you gotta give Robin his due.
right, right.
Or
We need. I mean, I would love to see a Robin and like the way movies are shot now, like with the way action scenes are shot, the way he could be more badass rather than Chris O'Donnell. You know what I mean? Like it's just a big difference. But like even in Zack Snyderverse, Batman, Robin's dead. So, but we don't know which version of Robin it is. We don't know if it's Dick Grayson. We don't know if it's.
Jason Todd or the
I
Dick
think it's
Grayson.
Jason Todd because on the suit it says "Jokes on you, Batman." Ha ha ha. So obviously the Joker killed that version of Robin. So that would be we go with like, and then maybe Red Hood pops up, and then maybe there is a Dick Grayson, and he becomes Nightwing. You know, I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. With that with Ben Affleck as Batman, with that version of Batman, you could see Ben Affleck's Batman with Nightwing or Red Hood.
Yeah, yeah,
You could see that 100. I could see it 100% because that is a different, more vengeful, more. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like even reading comics. I'm not really big on the Batman and Robin tales. There are good ones. It's just you get more of a character scope when Robin's not part of the picture.
yeah.
But Robin was definitely there to put some levity, uh, not just for Batman, but I mean, not just for the stories and the crimes, but just also for Batman, because Batman was taking things way too serious.
Right.
And Robin lets him know, like, hey, we need to celebrate Christmas. We need to keep the family idea alive.
Will we get a Harvey Dent in this new Batman trilogy?
We'll get like the Batman Returns version where we'll get a great guy that it's like it looks hopeful, and then we'll just never hear about it ever.
Right. Can you imagine Billy D. Williams is going to be Two Face? That's crazy. Not saying I wouldn't like to see that, but it would have been interesting.
He did. I mean, they gave him his due. He did voice Two Face in Lego Batman.
Yeah.
It's fine. The Riddler's a good place to start because I think the Riddler, they don't. Jim Carrey's The Riddler was good, but as far as we know, the perception of the Riddler has always been a corny-looking villain.
Right.
But if you read the comic books, he's actually really dangerous.
Yeah.
He's definitely part of the Year Zero when he takes over Gotham and takes them like all the way back to the Stone Age, and it actually is up to a semi-young Batman. Like this is before, like this is the Batman with like the purple gloves and the gray, Under Armour shirt,
Right.
and the way that they have his cape in this trailer is the way they have his cape in those tales when he goes up against the Riddler, and the Riddler sends Gotham back to the Stone Age, and it's up to Batman obviously with the cooperation of the Gotham PD to save Gotham.
I saw the other suit leaked, alternate suit. Uh, I don't know how. I don't know if that's official, but I did see it. Um,
Well, for what? For this movie?
yeah,
I,
yeah. But I don't know if that's real or not or Photoshop. So I ain't gonna speak too much on
I like the suit for this movie, so
it. Yeah, it looks good.
it
I'm not mad at
looks
it.
they went with that Arkham Origins vibe where it's put together, but you can tell it's like patched up by like a Amazon shopping spree. He decided
Yeah,
to patch up some military gear, which is fine because if it's a beginning Batman, he didn't. It needs to be some patchwork going on there.
oh yeah, most definitely.
We can't have a refined Batman going up against ski mask Catwoman.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so that's the Batman. So this is the last topic I wanted to get to. So basically, with everything from DC Fandome, Doom, whatever, um, it looks like DC is poised to finally make the run that we felt they could do. And with the MCU blowing their load with Endgame,
Yeah,
they've conceded to like, hey, DC is your turn to make this run, and like with everything DC's doing, no matter how we feel about the different universes, they're actually not caring about actually trying to put everything together. They're just releasing. We're going to release this movie. We're going to release that movie. Do we see DC kind of taking over the comic book film baton and being like
I would like to think so.
passing the MCU and Marvel?
I think the MCU. I mean, we could probably say that for, but I think right now the MCU is taking a breather in terms of like. I know you were saying like even but still, I think they're just taking a little break, shining the light on some smaller heroes, getting a little bit more diversity going with their roster. That's great, which is good because I would like to see DC actually shine. For the last, decade, it looks like they've just been playing catch up.
Right. Yeah, I think they're poised to. I think their run started with Wonder Woman, and then Aquaman. No matter how you felt about it, I I was okay with it. I rewatched it a couple weeks ago. I actually enjoyed it better the second time. So I liked Aquaman. I liked Shazam. Uh, Harley Quinn. A lot of people liked it. I didn't. But they're heading in a direction to where they're making the Joker. Joker was great. And Shazam. I like Shazam. So they're going in this direction. So the next one's up is Wonder Woman 84, and then the Batman, and then you got to throw in Justice League Snyder Cut in there. I think.
Yeah, you got to.
So the next three movies coming up, they've been on a little run here,
I
dropping
think
at least critically accepted movies by most of the people. I don't even know where the Rotten Tomato score for the Harley Quinn. Let me look that up right quick.
I think Aquaman was was fun. I honestly think Aquaman was just a fun movie to watch. It was DC made a good choice when they stated that they weren't going to try to stress the idea of the DCEU as much. That they were going to get directors come in and give us their version of each character. That worked really well. And then you kind of worry about tying them all into a future Justice League in the future. But so
Yeah,
I,
so
Aquaman was good for what it was. I think it was good.
so all their since Wonder Woman, all their movies have been fresh. Well, yeah, all their movies have been fresh since then. So they're heading in the right direction critically, and then so I think that's good, for them. So I think I think it's heading in the right direction. I don't see like team up films coming unless it's except for the Snyder cut, which is real. Other than that, they're gonna do a lot of solo films. You know,
I do believe that there needs to be. I think the reason why the team up films on the DCU EU side doesn't necessarily gel right is because you're hearing, even if you don't follow movies, you keep hearing that there are a lot of clashes going on behind the film. Like we're always hearing that they needed to reshoot, and the word reshoot doesn't evoke, it has a very negative connotation in terms of like you want to hear that these people are working together. It's like you mean it, but you never really get that with DC.
right?
That's what Marvel did so well. Besides already planning, up to Endgame, is that you were always hearing like, no, they did a little vignette about Infinity War. No, we got these people to come in, and it was really good time. Everybody was having fun.
Yeah, it seems like a better environment. But I think DC can get to that point. It's like Flash. I mean, the Flash movie's gonna have Michael Keaton, and Ben Affleck's coming back to do it. So that tells you it's starting to get better
So
as far as behind the scenes over there. I think them doing right by Zack Snyder kind of helped that. I think that. I think
Michael Keaton. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think that helped, like you said, the behind the scenes things. So, and I think Michael Keaton is more of a nod to the fans. But I'm interested to see like the concept art with Flash, like leaning down with the Michael Keaton Batman standing behind him. That concept art, that shit look fire. Like I can't wait to see that in person. Oh man,
So Michael Keaton is the Thomas Wayne. Are we agreeing, or is he just another?
No, he's another Batman.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I wasn't quite sure because I was like, man, I know this is weird and it's probably a reach, but like I was really wanting to see a Jeffrey Dean Morgan Thomas Wayne. Like I was 100%.
They still might do it if Ben Affleck's going to be in it. Obviously, Ben Affleck's going to be in it because that's the world that the Flash is in. Now, when he starts going back in time or going to the Speed Force, obviously he's going to end up in Tim Burton's world. Like, I'm interested to see how he ends up being that Batman, and they actually make the world. That's why I like that this director is doing this, because I think he can we're gonna make when we meet up with Michael Keaton's Batman, let's make it look like Tim Burton's world. And then that would be so fire to see that world like with today's like technology. Like that's how I'm thinking about it. So
when you put it like that, that is definitely something to go see.
Exactly.
How are you gonna pull this off?
Yeah, man. So that's gonna be tight.
The good thing about it too is that Michael Keaton, I mean, 92 Batman Returns, it's been a while since we've seen, but like Michael Keaton is not hesitant or resistant to playing Batman again. And I think when you do the research, they always said that Michael Keaton always wanted to do another Batman, but he didn't think, he kind of went like the Christopher Eccleston route. He was like, I don't really, the way they want to go with it, I don't want to be a part of it. But he never shied away of saying he hated being Batman or I didn't like being Batman. He always loved. That's his thing now. Anytime he goes on a late night show, it's like, but I'm Batman.
All right, I'm gonna show you the concept art that I was talking about. This is
because I haven't seen that one. They keep showing it. They keep showing the avatar of like a very rough edit of Ezra Miller looking at Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah, that's not real.
That goes hard and faint.
Yeah, right here, you can tell that. See, he's got the yellow black suit, and then the belt. So that's tight.
No, that works.
That's fucking tight. That is tight. So
I do believe if they if they obviously keep the suit design, but they just make it a little bit more flexible for Michael Keaton, because
I wonder what point in time he goes back into that world. Whereas where they do they still show a younger like the Bat 92 Batman, or they show him as an older Batman. It made retcon Batman Forever and and Batman and Robin. You know what I'm saying?
Retconned Batman and
Yeah,
Robin.
like they erased those two movies, and then
I think as
because
long as that idea is not like shoehorned into the movie, as long as it's not like we're trying to let you know that we erased these last two movies, I think it should be good.
yeah, so
They try to X-Men it out. I'm happy.
but yeah, man, that's pretty much the DC fandom and in our words. So I don't know. We've been talking for like almost. This is awesome. So I got a lot of editing to do. I'm trying to think now. Should I just do it by panel? At least for like the Justice League
Mhm.
and the Batman, because we talked the most about those. So I might be able to like splice those up separate. But yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, man. This was good, man. So you know, I'm gonna try to give y'all like at least twice a week do do a show, do a podcast about something. Even if there's no movie news, we can just talk about something. It's not just gonna be like comic book movies and stuff. You know, we're gonna talk about a lot of other
Yeah,
stuff.
we can talk about directors. We can talk about uh, other movies that aren't necessarily superhero.
Right, right. It's just
Just
that this was the big news for the week, and we wanted to go ahead and get our 2 cents, 10 cents, and
definitely worth something to talk about.
yes, so like we have these conversations when we see each other all the time in person. This is like I wish we had someone recording all the times we've talked about stuff. We would have had a bunch of content for like months. But so this is the inaugural episode. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet. I don't know.
It's definitely a good start because this was a major event.
Yeah, so you know,
Couldn't skip over this one.
yeah. So if we can both see New Mutants somehow, we might be able to get y'all a review of that. I don't know. I don't know when I gotta download my Fandango app again and see what's up. I deleted it once they closed the theaters. Yeah,
What's the
like
movie?
Tenet's out too. So that's another movie. Like, I haven't watched any reviews because I want to see it for myself. But there's a lot of stuff. We're gonna start. Have episodes even if there's no news. We'll just say favorite movies by this director, or just talk about stuff.
Or even just updates on
Yeah,
interviews that we spoke about.
yeah. We can? I mean, we can even do like we can go over news, or we can just whatever. Man. We can do whatever we want.
So we have pandemic.
So,
This
yeah,
was good, bro. Definitely had fun.
yeah, yeah. So appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to round two.
Yeah, man. We're gonna get this. Everyone listening to this, thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. And
I hope there's comments. I really do. Actually,
yeah,
I don't care how bad it is. I want to see what people have to say.
YouTube, man. YouTube. But I'm hoping like a lot of our friends like actually listen to this. I would love to hear like their takes on this. Especially like V. He's like, yeah, I've been waiting on this. So
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of people that, I mean, separately or just when they seen us interact together, they're just like, oh, you guys got to get your own thing going.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so this is it. Inaugural. I'm gonna link it to the Instagram, link it to the Facebook, link it to everywhere, and get everybody caught up. And so I'm gonna try to. I might put it on. I'm gonna put it on YouTube for sure. I might even put it on SoundCloud, and it'll be easier to put it. I might use. I think I can get it on SoundCloud and iTunes podcasts. Not SoundCloud, but Spotify.
yeah,
I'm gonna work on that too. So yeah, this is first time. Finally, we got it. And
yes, Thank you.
Yeah. So
Finally.
yeah.
We bumped into each other so many
We
times,
do.
and we talked about everything going on. We finally had time to just sit down and really get into something.
Yeah. So again, thank y'all for listening, and that's
Appreciate
it.
it.
All right.
All right.